Congregation Bible Study, August 18 to 24, 2025. Analysis with question and answer. Let's start by answering the questions from the paragraphs. Let's begin by analyzing Lesson 10. Remember the wife of Lot. We now answer the following questions. Why did Jehovah destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? Jehovah destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because the people there were extremely bad. Their wickedness was so serious that he decided those cities could no longer exist. However, Jehovah showed mercy by sending angels to warn Lot and his family, urging them to escape. This shows that while Jehovah hates wickedness, he also cares deeply for those who try to do what is right. Let's move on to the next question. Why did Lot's wife turn into a pillar of salt? Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt because she disobeyed Jehovah's clear command not to look back at the city as it was being destroyed. Her action showed a lack of trust and attachment to what Jehovah was condemning. This serves as a strong warning that obedience to Jehovah's instructions is vital, even when it requires leaving behind things we value. Let's move on to the next question. What does this teach us about Jehovah? This account teaches us that Jehovah is both just and merciful. He does not tolerate extreme wickedness, as seen in the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. At the same time, he is loving and protective, as shown by the way he rescued Lot and his daughters. Jehovah gives clear warnings and instructions to save those who want to do what is right, but he expects obedience and trust in return. Next question. What practical lessons can we learn? We learn the importance of trusting and obeying Jehovah without hesitation. Just as Lot delayed and his wife looked back, we too might be tempted to cling to things Jehovah disapproves of. But this account reminds us that our safety depends on acting quickly and loyally when Jehovah gives direction. It also encourages us to avoid becoming attached to a world that is heading for destruction and to keep focused on Jehovah's promises. Now we move on to the analysis of Lesson 11, a test of faith. First question. How did Abraham prove that he trusted in Jehovah? Abraham proved that he trusted in Jehovah by obeying his command to offer Isaac as a sacrifice, even though he didn't understand the reason. He got up early, traveled for 3 days, and went as far as tying Isaac on the altar and raising the knife. His actions showed complete faith in Jehovah's promises, trusting that God would provide a solution. Because of that obedience, Jehovah called Abraham his friend and confirmed his blessing to him. Next question. What did Jehovah promise Abraham? Jehovah promised Abraham that he would bless him and multiply his offspring. This meant that Abraham's family line would grow greatly and become a source of blessing for all good people. That promise pointed to something much greater. Through Abraham's descendants, especially through Jesus Christ, Jehovah would provide the means for everlasting life to all those who exercise faith. Let's move on to the next question. What does this teach us about Jehovah? This teaches us that Jehovah values faith and obedience even when his instructions are not fully understood. He does not ask anything without purpose, and he always provides what is needed to accomplish his will, just as he provided the ram. It also shows that Jehovah keeps his promises and blesses those who trust in him. His deep love is evident in how he later gave his own son for our benefit, just as Abraham was willing to give his son. Next question. What practical lessons can we learn? We learn that true faith means obeying Jehovah even when we don't fully understand his instructions. Like Abraham, we should act promptly and trust that Jehovah will always provide what we need. This account also reminds us to teach our family to love and trust Jehovah, just as Abraham taught Isaac. Finally, it encourages us to strengthen our friendship with Jehovah by doing whatever he asks, confident that he always rewards faithfulness.